Andy Pan says, backlink question, please. I have a link subscription with you. Your backlinking partner mainly looks at DR and site traffic as metrics. For one of the links I received when plugged into Majestic, I saw the article URL trust flow were zero despite the strong domain. Yeah, I wouldn't pay too much attention to the trust flow because a lot of times Majestic metrics are way off and it can also be hacked and it doesn't mean anything to Google. Remember, Google has their own algorithm to calculate the page rank value, right? Majestic has their own calculation. Ahrefs has their own calculation. At the end of the day, if the article is indexed and it's a quality website with some traffic and some backlinks, all those things are gonna help your site. It does not matter. Like most links you're gonna get, it's not gonna be internal linked, but the fact that it's on a domain that has some traffic is what matters. Again, link juice doesn't flow, like partially it does. For example, most backlinks you're gonna get are gonna be on articles that's not really internal linked that well. Because internal links are only, sites can only do that for their most important articles. And most times we're not gonna be able to get links on their most important articles. Is article level metric important? It could only boost the value of a link, but it doesn't mean that you're not getting zero juice. So one of the important things that Google looks at is the keyword in the page title, which if you got links from my partner, it will be, right? So the article itself is relevant to your niche. There's keyword in the URL, there's a keyword in the H1 title, there's keywords all around the content where your backlink is. Those are going to be the things that Google is going to heavily look at. Remember, a lot of websites you see out there, just go check your competitors. They have backlinks from articles and places where there's no keywords anywhere on the page, right? So just by having that alone, you're going to be beating a lot of your competitors' backlinks. Not only that, but the backlinks that my partner builds for you are going to be on powerful domains. All of that combined, when you average it out, it's going to be more powerful than most of your competitors. Heiko says fitness and diet is important to function properly for your business, 100%. Taurine is in small amounts in Red Bull to combat the jitteriness of caffeine. Taurine has neuroprotective effects. It's also used in over 100 different biochemical processes in the body. If you just look up taurine, you'll see so much content recently of all these people telling like amazing effects of taurine. Punder's human had a big scar on his leg that would never even go away with fasting, but when he started taking, that entire scar tissue like went away. And taurine is very protective of your heart as well. It literally helps regenerate scar tissue in your heart. Jose says 100%. I live in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I wouldn't be able to live in the US the way I do here. Definitely recommend it. Connor says, how do you respond to contractors who don't end up contacting the leads that you've sent them, especially on a commission deep model? You have to have a conversation with them, right? Are they just very neglectful business owners? And if you sense that, then obviously you have to go find a new contractor, right? What I would do is, instead of just sending your leads to one contractor, if he's not being responsive, go look for more contractors and take the same lead and send it to 3, 4, 5 different contractors and figure out which one is the most responsive. That's what I would do. Is a DBA advisable as a business entity or an LLC? It can also help you get the map listing as well. Parshan says, hey Ipe, would love your opinion about the impacts of AI on SEO in the next 5 years. 5 years is way too long for even anybody to make a prediction because AI is changing things each and every day. But I will say there's a lot of people that like overhype AI a little bit. Like again, AI should be used as a tool for sure, at least for now. We use AI, like I used AI earlier to come up with all those topics. I have a trained AI model at apps.epay.com that can write content for your lead gen sites. And then you can go on top and maybe even put some human touches on it. Although for a lot of my done for you client websites, at least the homepage, we're like handwriting most of it. People are saying that AI is going to replace search. I'm not truly sure if that's really going to happen because it's just not as good in my opinion. So if you go, for example, plumbers near me, first of all, the Google's homepage, for me, this interface right here and being able to have Yelp or have some websites down here is just so much better than what AI has because I can see the map right here. I can see the reviews, right? It's so much more of a useful in just from an interface standpoint, right? Now Google now came up with AI mode. Let's try best plumbers near me. Again, information type of blogs where you're asking for information, like the AI is taking over. But again, local lead gen, I think we're the last to fall, if it ever will fall, even remotely soon. Even in this case, if it serves this, right, it's gonna take this information from Google search engine. So SEO, backlinking, all these things are gonna always be part of the game. Yeah, but it's just not as intuitive, right? It just lists these things, doesn't have the map, it doesn't have reviews that I can just quickly look at. So again, for those of you that are worried, like there's a lot of fear mongers out there on the internet. At least local lead gen, I don't see AI changing it anytime soon because this is just not as good as just going here and clicking off the top companies. It's just not. So again, if you're now looking for information type of article, like how many years do I have to go to plumbing school to get the license? Then those kind of queries, AI is going to start taking over. But guys, again, AI changed a lot of things. But the good news is this coaching program is not about creating a blog and earning AdSense on traffic or on Google ad or those display ads. So those bloggers that were making money off information type of articles and getting clicks on the ads, those guys unfortunately are toast. Because now I don't even need to go to any blog, right? I can just get my things answered here, or I can just go to ChatGPT. But fortunately for you guys and for myself, we're in the local lead gen business where we're building actual brands that does a service, which means like when I go plumbers near me, I'm going straight to the map listing and websites, right? Again, AI is constantly changing. Anything could happen. But again, I'm going to bet on AI not being able to replace trade skillsmen like roofers, plumbers, landscapers, construction. And I know those guys are blue collar type of people. And I know those guys don't know how to use the internet that well. And AI is not going to replace those trade skills anytime soon. I see those trade skills, man, as the last people to go. Like they could obviously eventually come up with an AI robot that can do all that, but we're still ways out before that's even possible or companies even having the money to buy these robots. So again, I'm hedging. I'm bullish on still being in this industry because I see those guys the last to go and those guys are not good at internet marketing and they're going to continually need leads. And I'm going to be that guy that gets them the leads. All right, so it's a long-winded way to answer that question, but I think a lot of people maybe had that question in their mind, and I just wanted to walk you through my thought process on that.